right to it. So before we get into the topics, I do need to make a short little addendum here that on on this week's edition of the Wednesday Night War, where I covered the exploding barbed wire death match from AEW's Revolution, which was on March 7th. We previously had planned on Angel showing up for a couple of minutes just to talk about that match, because Angel, even though you're not that well versed on pro wrestling, you as a man can appreciate blood, guts, and all things exploding.
Oh, yes. In fact, that was the reason why we decided not to do it that day, because we thought that it was such a good match that the best option would be to actually talk about it at more length here in the show. As my friend Joe admits, I am indeed nowhere near as knowledgeable in the lovely art of wrestling, but I am, if nothing else, an ever so tasteful connoisseur of good old ultra-violence.
Now, I sent you
because you're a psychopath. That's why.
Now, I sent you the video,
maybe.
and I sent Juan the video. It's 40 minutes from beginning to end, the whole match. I don't know how long before YouTube flags it and takes it down, but, Angel, I've already talked about it. So has Juan. What are your thoughts on the exploding barbed wire death match?
And just so we can get Angel's thoughts in unadulterated, Jose and I are going to mukbang real quick down here in the corner. That's why on the stream, Angel is the highlight of the frame instead of us. Joseph,
Angel, go right ahead. Exploding barbed wire death match.
So.
Omega versus Moxley for the AEW World title.
All right, I'm going to keep this as brief as I can make it, because if I talk about every single detail, I'm going to be here all damn day. So first off, the match begins with what is genuinely some really, really sick build-up. As you guys know, exploding barbed wire match means that the arena is A, small, B, surrounded with barbed wire traps and 2x4s also wrapped in barbed wire, and D, clearly not dangerous enough for the average hot-blooded American, so we're gonna put C4 up in this bitch. The announcers spent like solid 5 minutes explaining just how incredibly dangerous, horribly terrifying, blood-curdlingly, ass-kickingly pain is going to be, to the point that the referee is both covered in fucking asbestos and body armor and a face mask. Like, they are expecting nobody to make it out of that one alive. That man is in danger just by walking into that ring. And then we get the intros, and I gotta say, I gotta be honest with you here, I like John's entrance, but I like Kenny's theme music a lot better. You know, that sick, really fast,
by which he means Jon
in.
Moxley and the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. That's what he means.
That's right.
Continue.
I like Kenny Omega's intro a little more because he felt like he was really into it. And then when the fight actually started, I swear to fucking God, I was watching an episode of fucking Dragon Ball. Those guys hated each other so much, they weren't even bothering defending themselves or dodging. For the first solid 3 minutes of the match, they were just beating the hell out of each other and not even dodging or blocking, just tanking hits and getting up and tanking hits until John gets a bit of an advantage. And he drags Kenny's dreaded ass into the ring and pulls out the spike bat and just swings at the motherfucker. And then Kenny gets the advantage and reduces the man's face to a pile of hamburger. And oh man, okay, so in my conclusion, it was a beautiful goddamn intro. What follows from that is 20 minutes of beautiful violence as the two men proceed to disassemble each other's bodies and the ring, bringing out every single prop they can get their hands on, from the trash can to the chair to the bats to the chair wrapped in barbed wire that John uses as a goddamn serrated saw just to get Kenny's leg off him. Oh, to the sheer amount of German suplexes they try to do only to get interrupted, followed by that amazing, beautiful moment when one of the combatants took an exploding bat right to the goddamn face. I thought they killed that guy. I thought they killed him.
That guy being Moxley, being
Jon Moxley,
yeah, Moxley
taking the shot. Yeah,
Moxley just, I swear to God, I saw his eyes widen and I saw the bat coming at him and I'm like, okay, holy shit, this man is dead. I thought this man was dead. And the best part is, too, it was genuinely a match that you can talk about it, because normally matches like this, for what Joe has shown me before, after a while they wind down as the combatants get more tired or they bleed out too much or their contract runs out of money. But these two, they did not wind down. They just kept going and going and going. And every time I thought they were going to run out of energy, they just kept mashing the circle button to beat the QTE and get up and swing again until they were doing the solid snake, liquid snake punch out on top of the fucking outer heaving shit. It was beautiful. But of course, the tension is on the fact that if you run out the clock, it's going to explode. They're both going to die. And let me tell you, I couldn't forget because the announcer certainly wouldn't let me forget. Every 5 minutes, they were telling me that these men were in danger. And holy shit. And I started counting down and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure they're not going to die, but I'm expecting at least some fancy pyrotechnics. You know, you go there for the show. You want the booms. Big Jamie won big boom. So we round down to the end. These two men have broken probably every bone in their bodies. I have seen some beautiful maneuvers and a surprising amount of power bombs that never got anywhere. Like almost every time one wanted to do one, the other guy just wouldn't let him do a power bomb. No power bombs allowed. So they are grappling it down and they're holding each other and the ring is running out of time and it looks like it's going to explode. And then the show farted.
That's it.
For the record, in the official ending of the match is that Kenny Omega won and retained the AEW World Championship.
That's
and
right.
Jon
He got his big gold belt.
Jon Moxley's rival turned friend Eddie Kingston ran down to the ring, and dude, his acting, he was selling it. Like, oh no, I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh no.
It was so ridiculous. The guy.
He was trying so hard that I couldn't bring myself to hate his performance.
I gotta get this.
I respect the man's performance, but that doesn't change the fact that that explosion was so fucking limp. Dude, after 25 minutes of glorious violence, they had me at full mast. I was ready to go, close to the edge, metaphorically speaking, no homo. And then...
all of the homo.
Go on.
And then the show just voided its bowels on live television. Girls were watching and the show crapped itself because that was the limpest, most pathetic explosion I have ever seen in the history of pyrotechnics. The spirit of Michael Bay shakes his head in disappointment. Do you have any idea how lowbrow you have to be to disappoint Michael Bay, the man who makes lowbrow for a living?
Oh my God.
Oh,
bro, I cannot describe. That's the part that hurts the most because the show was really good until that point. You build me up, you show me the combatants, give me a big fight, increase the tension, have a third party jump in with dramatic style at the end, and you flop the landing. That was like you tripped and your ass went right into a landmine, brother. You just fucking Chernobyl that shit. And listen, I understand safety of the fighters. But come on, dude. You are the fucking wrestling federation. You have a team of professional pyrotechnics that can do beautiful things with fire. You got firebenders working around the clock here, and you fucked it up at the last second.
Pretty much.
You have me 99% of the time, and then you kill my boner.
Pretty much. And then, you know, throughout the entire week, there's been multiple news sources, even Tony Khan trying to cut damage control, basically shifting the blame. Oh, well, Kenny Omega constructed the explosives. I'm glad that his plan foiled. And then on Wednesday night's edition on Dynamite, which a detail I forgot to cover, that Kenny Omega and his team were actually poking fun at it. And their excuse is, oh, well, we didn't want to give Jon Moxley the heroic death he deserved, so we rigged it to look like crap.
Come on.
Wow. He doesn't get the satisfaction of a hero's death.
Bullshit.
You fucked up and you're trying to wipe your ass even as shit scurries out like a broken faucet from a septic tank. Fuck off.
Trying to walk it back, man.
Look, I don't blame Kenny Omega and the AEW CEO Tony Khan for trying to keep the illusion alive, for trying to keep kayfabe alive, but come on, man. Come on, man. You fucked up. If you fucked up and if you admitted it to the people, then, you know, it's not going to hurt you in any way.
Yeah, no, dude, they're going to have to make it up for it. The next fight is just going to have a B-52 bomber actually fly by and carpet bomb the entire fucking audience.
Sheesh, man.
Don't give them ideas,
you gotta give it back because you had a beautiful thing. Listen, there's two things in a show that make or break the audience. And that's the ending. Not two things. One thing, the ending. A show can have a crappy start, but have a fantastic ending. A show can have a crappy middle, but have a fantastic ending. But if you give me a good start, a good middle, and then you drop your pants and pull a deuce in the middle of my living room at the end, that ain't gonna fly, bro.
It's okay,
So
Angel.
they had me highest of highs, lowest of lows.